Hello, welcome to Top 10. It's the place where we discuss top 10 events, places, persons, movies, etc. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 political assassinations in the world. At number 10 on our list is Rafik Hariri, Lebanon. Rafik Baha el-Din al-Hariri, November 1, 1944, February 14, 2005, was a business tycoon and the Prime Minister of Lebanon from 1992 to 1998, and again from 2000 until his resignation, 20 October 2004. Hariri was assassinated on 14 February 2005 when explosives equivalent to around 1,000 kilograms of TNT were detonated as his motorcade drove past the St. George Hotel in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Hariri's killing led to massive political change in Lebanon, including the Cedar Revolution and the withdrawal of Syrian troops from Lebanon. Number 9. Thomas D'Arcy McGee, Canada. Thomas D'Arcy Etienne Hughes McGee was an Irish nationalist, Catholic spokesman, journalist, and a father of Canadian Confederation. He fought for the development of Irish and Canadian national identities that would transcend their component groups. On April 7, 1868, McGee participated in a parliamentary debate that went on past midnight. Afterward he walked to his Sparks Street boarding house at 2 a.m. While trying to enter the boarding house, the door was locked from the inside and McGee was waiting for the landlady to open the door. He was purportedly assassinated by Patrick J. Whelan as the door was being opened. Patrick J. Whelan, a Fenian sympathizer and a Catholic, was accused, tried, convicted, and hanged for the crime. Number 8. James Garfield, USA. James A. Garfield was the 20th President of the United States, March 4 September 19, 1881, who had the second shortest tenure in presidential history. On July 2, 1881, after only 4 months in office, while on his way to visit his ill wife in Elbron, New Jersey, Garfield was shot in the back at the railroad station in Washington, D.C., by Charles J. Kitto, a disappointed office seeker with messianic visions. Number 7. King Faisal, Saudi Arabia. Faisal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud was king of Saudi Arabia from 1964 to 1975. As king, he is credited with rescuing the country's finances and implementing a policy of modernization and reform. On 25 March 1975, King Faisal was shot point-blank and killed by his half-brother's son, Faisal bin Musaid, who had just come back from the United States. The murder occurred at a majlis. Number 6. Martin Luther King Jr., United States. Martin Luther King Jr. was an American clergyman, activist, and prominent leader in the African American civil rights movement. He is best known for his role in the advancement of civil rights using nonviolent civil disobedience. King has become a national icon in the history of modern American liberalism. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, on April 4, 1968, an event that sent shockwaves reverberating around the world. King was on the balcony of the motel when he was shot. He was hit by a .3006 caliber rifle bullet that entered his right jaw, traveled through his neck, severing his spinal cord, and stopped in his shoulder blade. He was rushed to a hospital, where he was pronounced dead about an hour later, at the age of 39. Number 5. Abraham Lincoln, USA. Abraham Lincoln, nicknamed Honest Abe, was the 16th President of the United States from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. Honest Abe steered his country through the American Civil War and ended slavery within the country's boundaries. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln took place on Good Friday, April 14, 1865, as the American Civil War was drawing to a close. The assassination occurred 5 days after the commander of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, General Robert E. Lee, surrendered to Lieutenant General Ulysses S. Grant and the Union Army of the Potomac. Lincoln was the first American president to be assassinated, though an unsuccessful attempt had been made on Andrew Jackson 30 years before in 1835. Number 4. Rajiv Gandhi, India. Rajiv Ratna Gandhi was an Indian politician who served as the sixth Prime Minister of India from 1984 to 1989. He took office after the 1984 assassination of his mother, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, to become the youngest Indian Prime Minister at the age of 40. The former Prime Minister of India was assassinated on the night of May 21, 1991 at an election rally at Sriperumbutur near Tamil Nadu capital Chennai, Madras, by Danu, a woman's suicide bomber. Number 3. Indira Gandhi, India. Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi was an Indian politician who served as the third Prime Minister of India for 3 consecutive terms, 1966-77, and a fourth term, 1980-84. Gandhi was the second female head of government in the world after Sirimavo Bandaranaike of Sri Lanka. She was assassinated at 9:20 a.m. on October 31, 1984, at Prime Minister's residence at No. 1, Safdarjung Road in New Delhi. She was killed by 2 of her Sikh bodyguards, Satwant Singh and Bean Singh, in the aftermath of Operation Blue Star. Number 2. John F. Kennedy, USA. John Fitzgerald Jack Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States, serving from 1961 until his death in 1963. After Kennedy's military service as commander of the motor torpedo boat PT-109 during World War II in the South Pacific, he became a Democratic congressman from the Boston area, advancing in 1953 to the Senate. On November 22, 1963, when he was hardly past his first 1,000 days in office, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was killed by an assassin's bullets as his motorcade wound through Dallas, Texas. Kennedy was the youngest man elected president. He was the youngest to die. Number 1. Benazir Bhutto, Pakistan. The chairperson of Pakistan People's Party, PPP, Benazir Bhutto was the most famous Pakistani woman socialist democratic politician who was the 11th Prime Minister of Pakistan. Bibi was the first woman elected to lead a Muslim state, having twice been Prime Minister of Pakistan in 2 non-consecutive terms, 1988-1990, 1993-1996. On 27 December 2007, Bhutto was killed while leading a campaign rally for the PPP at Liaquat National Bagh in the city of Rawalpindi, where she addressed a rally of Pakistan People's Party supporters for the run-up to the parliamentary elections 2008. Bhutto was leaving the rally at her white Toyota Land Cruiser when the attack occurred. After entering her bulletproof vehicle, Bhutto stood up through its sunroof to wave to the crowds. At this point, a gunman fired shots at her, and subsequently explosives were detonated near the vehicle, killing approximately 20 people. Bhutto was critically wounded and was rushed to Rawalpindi General Hospital, but she was declared dead at 18:16 local time. That's it. We hope you enjoy the video and make sure you click subscribe the channel before you leave.